I'm trying to get the swimming pool up and running. Right now I've got it draining with a submersible pump, but it's taking forever. So I'm trying to get this pool equipment working so that I can just use the pump and set it to waste and have the system drain it for me. So far, when I got here, all the electrical was shut off, and I'm going to document all of this in case maybe it helps somebody else someday. Um, this setup is a little bit different than what we had at the old house. This one actually has its own electrical box and breaker out here. And so as you can see, it's labeled pull pump, pull light, and receptacle. So there's a receptacle right there, and then you've got the light switch for the light for pull. And what I found was when I got here, everything was turned off, which is normal for foreclosure. And I had never seen one of these dials before, but according to Google, that's a common thing. Another shut-off mechanism. I think you can set it for a certain time to shut all of this down. I'm not sure how I feel about that because I don't know that I really want my pump and my filter to be off. That's how you start to grow nastiness in your pool. I don't know. I'll have to look that up and see what other people say. But anyway, so what I did was I flipped this breaker onto the pool pump, and I didn't have any power. And so it took me a minute to figure out that this was also off, and I had to flip that on for that to actually transmit power. And so once I flipped that on, then this worked. And the pool pump is hardwired to that. So when you flip that breaker on, the pump automatically kicks on. And when I try to turn on the pool light and I flip the light switch, it trips. And so I went and looked at it after I drained it a bit and realized that the pool light is shot. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So you can see here that the pool light is actually full of water, and that was the case at our last house, so the pool light's gonna have to be replaced. It's shorting out. So we're just leaving that off for now. And they did not shut this down for the winter, so I've discovered that there are some broken pipes. We've got some broken PVC. This is cracked all the way through here and across here. So I'm gonna have to replace all of these sections. But all the rest of the plumbing looks to be okay, except for these valves right here. So as you can see, this has been completely worn away. So I'm gonna have to replace this, and since I'm doing it, I'll replace this one too with something that's more modern and easy to shut off. I can't remember the name of them now, but they're just usually they're just levers, like arms that turn like this, just a quarter turn. And so what I did after I figured out that I could get power and flip the breaker on for this pump. Now, it looks like somebody already replaced the pump before. That's the old nasty one that they left behind for me. And this is actually the same pump and filtration system that we had on the last house, so I'm pretty familiar with it. And, you know, as many of you know, we actually had to replace all of that at the last house. So we kicked this on, and the pump is working. The pump sounds great. It sounds like the other brand new one that we had just installed at the other house. And the only problem that I seemed to have was that I can see the pump sucking the water that I put in the container. Now there was already water in there, but I added water to top it off because you don't want to start that without water. And so the pump sucked the water through and tried to push it into the filtration system, and it was doing that. This container started to empty, but the problem is we weren't getting water through here. And so I had tried to adjust these knobs and was having a hard time figuring out for sure which one was the main drain valve and which one was the skimmer valve. And the other problem I had was that this should only turn so much and then stop, but this just keeps spinning. So I don't know if it's open or closed. I don't even know if it's working, opening or closing when I turn it. And I tried to figure out if red and black means, you know, one thing or the other, because I don't know which one's the main drain and which one's the skimmer. But I could not get good water flow going from there into here. So this makes me think that either that valve's not working, or there's a blockage in the pipe, or the pipe is ruptured, or it could be that the bottom drain is covered with debris and it can't get enough suction. I did see some drop in a little bit of the water level in the skimmer, but I couldn't leave that running because, you know, obviously this skimmer will empty really quickly. So that would actually start to empty. And it did that no matter which dial or which shutoff valve I adjusted. So I tried, you know, doing process of elimination to figure out which valve was for the skimmer, but it didn't matter what I did. Water was still coming through or being sucked out of the skimmer. So I'm not sure. It makes me suspect that these valves don't even work. And that's not going to help me out here in draining this pool, because I can't have air being sucked through the skimmer line. I'm not entirely sure about this setup here. So this is chopped off, and this is like some sort of secondary drain line. So you've got this drain line coming here, and this goes into the ground and it comes out back there. Well, this one here also goes to the same place, into the ground and out back there, right next to each other. So this makes me think that something was here in the middle. I have no idea what. Because I don't think that this heater, I'm pretty sure that the heater does not have waste. Could be wrong, but I'm not seeing any kind of a waste line there. So I don't know if maybe they had a secondary filter or something, or a pump. I'm really not sure. But anyway, they obviously at some point bypassed this water heater. This water heater looks like it's toast. But that's okay because they did that a while ago, and that shouldn't be a problem for me because this is all looks like the way it should be. And with this being chopped off, it shouldn't matter because it's just going out there to the back. So I guess the thing I need to do right now is I need to remove these and replace those, and then I'm gonna replace all of this here